everyone. Hello. Sorry for the delay. Welcome to another edition of Talk to Talk Extra with your man Eroc. Haha. Hope you're having a great weekend on this overcast sky here in the city of Toronto, where we are doing our thing. So, again, welcome back. Welcome back to another edition of Talk to Talk Live, where we are discussing whether ladies are too old to love. Now, the reason why I say it like that is because, in certain stages of life, especially for... let me preface it by saying this. Anyone at any time of their life can find love. Anyone. But in certain circumstances, I must say, there are, in my, field research, in my survey of the land, in my survey of the people, there are certain women who've just checked out. They've literally said, they're too old, or they have too many kids, they have too many responsibilities, or their time is short in terms of having children, in terms of having families, to find love. And it is proven to be a bit of an issue. So here on Talk to Talk Live, we want to just discuss if you are too old to love yourselves, in terms of lady folk. Now, in terms of gentlemen, the fact of the matter is, I don't put forward the message to them because of the fact that we can have babies at any time. We can procreate at any time of our life cycle, even into our 70s or 80s. Even though our sperm count may be lower or lowered, there's always a chance of having a baby. Therefore, always a chance of making a connection with a woman, depending on our financial status. But in terms of ladies now, you know what? It's a case of if you are willing to put yourself out there, especially as you are advancing in age, into your 30s, into your late 30s, into your 40s, into your 50s. Are you willing to put yourself out there? And a lot of ladies shut themselves down, literally. They just, and this is not a question us men usually have to confront ourselves with, and so, as society puts it to us, we always have time. We always have time to, get ourselves out there and to do our thing. Let me move this camera a bit closer to myself so I can sit back and see you can see me. So it's a case of if indeed you ladies are willing to put yourself out there and make yourself vulnerable and open yourselves and make yourselves accessible to love. Now, as I was saying, as years advance and things move forward, especially for ladies, especially if they get into their late 30s and into their 40s and into their 50s, a lot of women, just dedicate themselves to work, dedicate themselves to the kids if they've already had kids, and they give up. They just give up. And I want to know, and I'm thinking it's because of responsibilities. I'm thinking because of children, and they don't want to put themselves out there to be loved, no matter what the relationship. Now, modern day, these love can take many forms. It's not just heterosexual. It can go in different directions, especially these days. But for the most part, we're talking about heterosexual love circumstances here. And it is a problem. It is a problem because, again, it's a numbers game, guys. It's a numbers game. When I say that, it's women. So I want to hear from you. I want to hear if you are too old to love. I want to hear if you have made yourself available to love. I want to hear when your last relationships were, and the circumstances. And if you are willing to love now, are you willing to put yourself out there and make yourself available for such circumstances? And you know what? It's If you've checked out, so be it. If you checked out for the time being, so be it. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with you concentrating on different things, either your kids, if you've had kids, or your career, if you've had a career. But again, um, especially for women, time is finite. You don't have a considerable amount of time to make yourself available for love, and especially as you get into your 50s and 60s and 70s, some people age out. So I mean, it's not everyone, I must say, not everyone. I mean, if you keep yourself to a certain standard and keep yourself and you have a certain personality that is, forever forever positive, and always believing that there is a chance, then there still is a chance. But a lot of women check out, and and so the question remains: too old to love? Now, again, if you're in your 20s, and early 30s, yeah, there's no doubt that you're not too old to love. That goes without saying. But if you are of a certain age, like into your 30s and 40s, and a bit jaded, yeah, circumstances change. Circumstances really change, and we have to discuss this. That has to be discussed amongst yourselves, and definitely here on Talk Live, if indeed you are one of those women who consider yourself too old to love. And I want to hear from you. I mean, for myself, for most men, listen, it goes without saying, we have the I wouldn't say that, technology, but we have the chromosome code. We have the sperm count that will allow us to procreate, because that's where love begins, really. Anyways, that's love is to love is to procreate and to start families and to start a new generation. And for men of most ages, if you're into your 70s and 80s, sometimes you would consider yourself old to love, but we have a longer time scale. Let's say that for men, including myself, because I'm in my 40s, and you know what? My time scale allows for me to keep going and to love again, even into this age, because again, I'm single, childless. So that, with a good career, so that allows me to continue with my love stage. But for a lot of women, especially into their late 30s, 40s, definitely their 50s, you're aging out. As the good man, God rest his soul, Kevin Samuels would say, you are in no man's land. Men aren't looking out for you. They aren't checking for you. You may put yourself out there, absolutely, and that's why we have this whole, idea of women deciding to themselves, hey, I'm not too old to love. I'm going to put myself out there, and I'm going to resist the tide, and make myself available. Hey, Troy, what's happening? But again, for a lot of ladies, that is not the case. I've had discussions with ladies over time, and a lot of ladies, they throw themselves into their career, they throw themselves into their work, they throw themselves into other things, and it's a problem. It's a huge problem, and we have to consider the fact that maybe you're too old to love. Yeah, maybe you're too old to love. And if that's the case, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that you've come to that decision, but I think when you've had the chance to love, and you've loved, and you've had kids and things to work out, and it's a slight handicap, slight, not full, slight handicap, I mean, I've known women with 6 or 7 kids still find love. Seriously, I've seen it. I've seen it happen, and and kudos to them. Kudos to them. I mean, it's really, it's really great to find love at that age, and you can see, find someone who can see past um, different circumstances, and allow for you to love in and of itself. Yes, Troy, and it's really an interesting experience to see. Anyways, now listen. Um, I think that it has to be said for a great generation of women. There's this sort of prolonged adulthood. Well, I wouldn't say adulthood. Prolonged uh, young womanhood, where women are enhancing themselves into their 30s, into their 40s, into their 50s, in order to find love, in order to stay out there, in order to create the illusion of love, and love itself. And it is a bit of it can be considered it can be considered problematic. It can be, because you put yourself out there, you yeah, and there's always chance for rejection. And this rejection can dissuade many people from venturing out in love again, because again, women tend to be, not to say fully, but tend to be risk averse, tend to not want to put themselves out there and to risk, not more so than men. Men tend to be more tend to welcome risk, and make themselves available for love. And again, with numbers as they are, it's not out of the ordinary for us to try to find love at any age. You know what I mean? Because we're always, we like being hunters. We like going out there. We like venturing. We like to take chances on ourselves, and really push ourselves in order to make ourselves available for love. But a lot of women are gun shy. Seriously, they're gun shy. They, either avoid they'd rather not see the issue. They want to avoid the issue. They want to, you know, they'd rather not take a chance on love. They'd rather not. And that's why I say there's this age factor that dissuades a lot of women to love. They really do. I mean, I mean, in my own family, and women had kids, and they just literally say, okay, I have my kids, I will love them, but I won't find romantic love myself. I think they pour their love into their children, and once you pour your love into the kids, that's fine. That's totally fine if that's the case. But a lot of women give up on that sense, and they give up on romantic love, and they rather have that sort of love where it is unmistakable and everlasting and guaranteed. They rather go for a guaranteed love with their kids than venture out and try love on the open market. And especially when they had kids, a lot of women just take themselves out of the running, just take themselves out. And you know what? That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's for those who don't have, for those women who don't have kids, women who don't have, who've never been in those sort of relationships with families and such, that have developed families, it is a problem. It is a problem. So what do you say to yourself? I mean, you either go to alternative ideas, and maybe a lot of women turn themselves into the LGBTQ community and find love there. They really do. I've seen it these days, and we see it with a lot of your family, your friends, a lot of stars out there, and it's it can be issue, can be a problem. but but hey, you know what I mean. That's fine. I mean, it's up to you what you want to do. But in terms of heterosexual love, I mean, there is a time limit. There's a definite time limit because men tend to you know favor the young, favor those who have um, favor those who are a little younger in scale. I'd say within the early 20s to late 30s, so that 15 year window. That 15-year window is when ladies are in their sexual peak and they're in their sexual prime. Yeah, you can go into your 40s as well. There's no doubt about that. I mean, they do, but usually the prime ages are usually 20s, early 20s to late 30s. Early 20s to late 30s is when you are considered ready to love to a man. And we tend to favor those sort of women over everyone else because those are the best years for procreation. Let's face facts. It's the best years where a woman can have a child without complications. And with that, it must be said that it is those women that tend to find love more often. But as you age out into your 30s, into your 40s, into your 50s, I mean, men for the most part aren't checking for more ladies in their 40s and 50s. I mean, if you are of a certain look, yeah, absolutely, that goes without saying. But for a lot of ladies, it's a case of they consider themselves too old to love, and they'd rather go to a sperm bank and have the kids themselves. And I say, wow, okay. If that's the case, that's the case. Because again, women are earning, women are part of have careers, and they can support kids on their own. They can literally support kids on their own. So again, I want to hear from you. I want to hear if if you consider yourself too old to love. Are you have you aged out to a point where you are considered too old to love, too old to to take part in the hullabaloo? I mean, there are dating sites, there are places where people people find matches online, and they keep and there are those who keep trying, but a lot of women take themselves out of the market because they want to go through that those processes. They don't want to have to search and try for love and do these other and do what it takes to find love, especially in this modern age where you have there's the eHarmonies of the world, there's the Matches of the world, there's the the Bumbles of the world, there's even on Facebook they have their own match system there as well, and it can be problematic. So that is the long and the short of it. So for the most part, I think ladies they have to get I think ladies have to get real with themselves much quicker, and with that realness comes comes either truth or consequences. So we have to keep that in mind, ladies. We really, really do. We have to keep that in mind, that it is you have a certain amount of time to do your thing. You do only have a certain amount of time in which you can find love, get married, have kids, that sort of thing. Guys' timeline is a little more extended for the most part, if you keep yourself in relatively good shape, and you have you have good position and you're good stock and you're relatively healthy, yeah, that timeline is expanded. But to you ladies, it is an issue. Let me just scroll down here for a second. So So yes, so yeah, you know, it's a shame that a lot of women do not take heed of the the time that is allotted to them, and look for love, and make it more uh, and take more advantage of their younger years and find love and stay in a committed relationship, because the thing about it is, with divorce rates being as high as they are in certain countries, up to 50% of married couples divorce. It is I for women to sorry for women to reject and stay out of marriage. Now, again, there's certain irreconcilable differences. If you come from an abusive relationship, I totally understand that. But in certain circumstances, women have decided, hey, you know what? This is not for me. Love is not for me, and this relationship is not for me. And they decide to check out on a good guy. Because they are seeking things out of the apartment. So people make mistakes, but again, these are long-term mistakes, because if you've had kids, then you could be ruining a family bond that had every intention of surviving and thriving in a great way, and it's a shame. And it's a shame that a lot of women give up on these certain relationships, and then when it's all said and done, you know what I mean. I mean, you have your kids and such, but in terms of romantic love, you may you say, cash your chips in and say, no, I'm going to give myself to my kids, and that's that. So it's an issue. So you know. Are women ready? Are women too old to love? Certain women are. From my estimation, certain women are too old to love. Certain women have cashed their chips in. Certain women have decided to forego any sort of relationship, or forego any sort of romantic romantic excursion, romantic liaison, or a chance at love, because they say it's too tough, it's too hard, I'm too old, and I want out, which is a shame. Which is it's not a shame. It's just a reality. It's not a shame. It's a reality. It's a reality, and it is how they say. It is how they say, an issue that is a reality, a fact of life, especially in the Western world, especially in the modern world. There are more women than men in this world. It's 2 to 1 in certain places, 3, 4, 5 to 1, and if you don't use your sexual peak to your advantage, it's you can get priced out. They get priced out. It's an issue that is something that's a reality to a lot of women, especially women with children. Definitely for them. I think for women without children, you can get away with it for a certain amount of time, but not a long time. I would say into your mid to late. Well, I would say late 40s, early 50s, if that. But again, if you've gone through menopause and can't have kids after a certain time, then it can be considered that you're too old to love. For those women with kids who've had kids, and they'd rather see to their kids rather than see to any sort of relationship, yeah, they consider themselves too old to love. So it's an issue. It's definitely an issue, and it's something that we will discuss further on Talk Live, and on our show on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Thank you for joining us if you are here for Talk Live. Talk Extra. Today's Talk Extra. Talk Live's on Thursday nights on IG and YouTube. It's our usual Thursday night show with myself, Eroc, and Goldenarm. We usually have that on Thursday nights, 8 p.m. And where we discuss these certain topics and others. We are indeed. We're going to discuss this a little bit further. I think it deserves it. I think it deserves a lot of ladies' time and energy and effort. And we have to get to the bottom of why women decide they're too old to love in a certain sense. But I think all the things that I've discussed today, I think bring that to the fore. The fact that they've had kids, the fact that they're in their late 30s, late 30s and above. The fact that there is only a short amount of men. The fact that for a lot of ladies, they don't want to go into alternative lifestyles. They just don't. They're very heterosexual. So they'd rather not go to alternative lifestyles to find love. For a lot of ladies, they find love in those areas, and that's fine. It's fine and dandy to them. But it's an issue. It's an issue that that there are a very good amount of ladies, especially in these late 30s, late 30s and above, who do not do not wish to find love, and something that we'll have to discuss as we go forward on Talk Live, and I look forward to having this discussion with you there as well. But for the time being, I think we are going to pack up. I think we're going to take our leave. But thank you for joining me on Talk Live tonight. I just want to have a little short talking to about if one is too old to love, and but again, I understand. Hey, listen, it's summertime, and women and people are out there and enjoying the city, enjoying the sights, and it's good that you're enjoying this great weather and this great time, because again, we only get a certain amount of time, especially in the city of Toronto or anywhere else, in order to enjoy the weather that we have and to enjoy the sunshine. I know there's a few festivals going on out there, so clearly they're enjoying themselves and enjoying what summer has to offer. So again, today was a test, more of a test day to see if indeed this is the best circumstance and time in order to have things. But I think, in conclusion, I think it is a matter of age, the matter of familial circumstances, if you had kids or not, the fact that you may not gravitate towards alternative lifestyles, and the fact that you don't want to go through the heartbreak, the prep in order to find love, to be to be a part of a romantic relationship, and to go through the preparation of being in that romantic relationship, that people have saying themselves that they're too old to love. And it's a circumstance that can only be put right by taking advantage of what you have now, or just to have that, or change your mindset and realize that love can come at any age if you look for it, if you look hard for it, and if you find the circumstances that are right for you. So don't give up hope. Realize that ladies, do not give up hope. And talking about ladies, guys, we tend to be a little we're a little less risk averse. We tend to be, the numbers are in our favor, and the fact that we can procreate at any time, so that we can find love at any time. So again, within reason, of course. So it's not really a male problem as much as it is a female one. But again, with a positive attitude and with things moving, and with things moving forward. It is and with a positive attitude, realizing that in certain circumstances you can find love even if you've had kids, even if you've had bad relationships. I think you don't have to say that you're too old to love. You don't have to say it at all. But anyways, I will end it there. I will let you guys get back to your day. Thank you for joining me here on Talk Extra today at 6 p.m. We're gonna try and keep this up for a little while. I understand it's summertime, so it may be best to do it a little earlier in the day. We're gonna try a little earlier in the day. We're just trying a few stages of time to see where what is best for us to do this. But again, on a Sunday afternoon, people are out there, out and about, doing their own thing. I get it. I totally get it. So I will end it here, and thank you for joining us on Talk Extra. And we will be back on Tuesday, Talk Extra with Goldenarm. Goldenarm will have his Talk Extra Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Tuesday night, 8 p.m. is Talk Extra with Goldenarm. And then we are back. Myself and Goldenarm are back together, Talk Live on Thursday night, 8 p.m. on IG and on YouTube. So Tuesday night will be a IG night with Goldenarm. And Thursday night, myself and Goldenarm, Eroc and Goldenarm together on Talk Live on IG and YouTube, as per usual, with our setup. And we're looking to either discuss this topic or something new. We will let you know. All right, so thank you for joining me on Talk Live, and we will speak to you on Tuesday night through Goldenarm. I am Eroc. If you talk, walk the walk. Thank you for joining me, and we'll speak to you soon. Peace.